Hello, welcome to Take Back Time. My name is Penny Zenker, and I am excited today to talk about the science of clarity and focus. We're going to take a different twist on it today. We're going to look at some new technology and new ways of looking at things because, well, we've always looked at things the same way. It's time that we also open up to some new perspectives, and there is some new information out there. So Rob Rene is here, and he's going to share with us. He is a gifted athlete. He grew up as a gifted athlete and runner with a keen interest on health and using food and nutrients to fuel your body. But after getting hit by a truck and getting thrown 36 feet and nearly losing his life and losing his dream of becoming a professional runner, he struggled for years with addiction and lack of clear direction. And he was able to do research in this area to take over some medical, to take a look deeper into our medical systems and frequencies and quantum energy and I don't know, some really crazy stuff that we're going to talk about today. So without further ado, Rob, welcome to the show.
Well, Penny, it's just such a pleasure to be here, and it's so neat to listen and learn about your background and what you do and what you've been able to do. It's just super impressive. So I'm just really proud to be here chatting with you. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm excited to learn. I'm putting my learner's hat on so that I can learn more about, I've always been fascinated with quantum physics, right? So when we talk about quantum energy, right? I guess it is when you talk about quantum energy, is that based off of quantum physics?
It's really similar. What's interesting is how I got into all this is a God thing, in my opinion, right? I'm a man of faith, and I feel that God has led me to this technology, because when I was first introduced to it, I was like, huh? What? I had no idea that this type of thing even could happen, and or how our bodies worked. So the person that introduced this to me, I was like, oh, come on, that just sounds really strange. So what it is quantum energy, and the way that we use it is related to frequencies, and the frequencies are all around us, right? Everything you use, your cell phone, your radio, light, everything is really made up of frequencies, and our body is made up of energy, and it interacts with those frequencies, both good and bad. And so that's how we're going to get to the clarity and focus discussion, is how frequencies can help interact with your body to help it do certain things. And so that's what I found fascinating. And, because like I mentioned, I had no clue, one, that our bodies were made up of energy. And then the more research I did, it was really fascinating to find out that not only is it made up of energy, but it interacts with external entities. And one of the things I know you do a lot with, just with the mind, right, and focus and just your NLP experience and stuff that you've done, and having a positive mental attitude and focus and things like that are important. And what's really interesting is, as I was researching these frequencies, you can prove, it's been proven, that even intentions and positive intentions have a physical impact on external entities. So that was fascinating to me. So
yeah, are you talking about like the water and the rice?
Yes, that's exactly where I was leading.
Right, Dr. Emoto, right?
Yes.
He had this water, and you would say, I love you, and it would turn into this beautiful crystal, and you say, I hate you, and it would be like this dark, ugly, it's crazy.
That's so exactly right. That's exactly where I was heading, because until I understood, did that research, I was like, that's just not possible. But then you start understanding that, and you see that literally the words that you say out loud have a physical impact on an external entity, like water and like rice, like Dr. Emoto studies. It's just crazy. In fact, you're gonna like this. Guess what book I have here on my desk, right? The Hidden Messages in Water by Dr. Emoto. And it's just really cool, because it shows you the actual crystals and stuff that he did through his research related to this. Incredible. And so that's just it proves how those frequencies and intentions impact the human, impact external things like water and like rice. But what happens is that impacts the human body as well. since we are made up of energy, that those things have a physical impact on our bodies. And so what's been fascinating is to be able to harness those frequencies and then be able to help the human body do things that it's built to do. God made us wonderfully, right, and fearfully, and he made our bodies amazing. And that, like what you mentioned in my bio, just my upbringing in running was important to what I do now, just in the respect that way back then, I knew how important just eating correctly and what I put in my body actually helped me be a better runner. And so, and I knew that because, literally it helped me improve dramatically once I started eating more healthy and doing the right things to fuel my body. And I was, much better in my competition because I was doing the right things to feed my body what it needed in order for me to perform. Because I was a long distance runner, a miler, and a distance runner, and your body, uses its energy really fast, and it has to use, the materials that you bring in, the nutrients, in order for you to perform. So make a long story short is, when I started doing this research, I'm like, okay, now I understand that you can impact the body, and these frequencies can change things within the body. And then doing things like the clarity and focus discussion you started off with, we're going to talk about today, is an important one, because today everything is so distracting, right? The world is really distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's so much going on that, and I don't know if you know this, but one of the biggest side effects of COVID is brain fog. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's brain fog is a real condition, and it's something, I had COVID. Millions of people have had COVID, and one of the biggest the effects of that is brain fog. And so it gets real frustrating because you're like, why can't I think effectively? I'm a smart person. Why can't what's going on, right? Why is my mind not working?
And other conditions cause that too. So like I went through menopause, and menopause has also a brain fog effect. So
yeah. And so brain fog is really frustrating, right? Because you've never had it before, and then all of a sudden you have it, and you're like, what the heck? I went into this room and now I have no idea why I'm standing here. I've done that before. It's just so frustrating because you're like, what the heck is going on?
But I believe stress causes brain fog as well, right? Because it takes up all of our energy. And so it also has an effect, right? Extreme distraction has the same effect, is where we can't think creatively. We aren't able to focus, right? So the extreme distraction with our phones and everything. So there's no doubt that that brain fog is an issue, and that we are in a focus crisis.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And that's why I'm so excited about just what we're doing, is because we're helping people without drugs. Because that's the other thing that I learned through my research was it's really sad. Guess what the number of prescriptions an average senior is on today.
Oh my God, I don't want to hear it. Tell me.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's like 12 to 14, depending on which study you read. So it's sickening that the average senior, think about that. They're on 12 prescription medications. And that's just horrible, right? And I think that's just a product of, there's lots of probably reasons, but in my simple analysis, it's like we have a medical system that's made up of experts, and the experts are amazing. They're heart doctors and cardiologists and foot doctors, pediatrics for children. There's all different types of specialties, but you go in for a problem and they help you fix that problem.
Right. It's very narrow focused. Right.
So they help you with that problem, but guess what? That medication, as you watch every commercial on TV, the side effects are there's a lot of them, right? Yeah, there's so many of them. And so what happens?
By the way, death can occur as well, but don't worry, take our product. It's going to work.
Take this pill, right?
Until you die, it's going to work. But so tell us more about frequency. Like, okay, I kind of get it, right? I'm being the average person who's listening, right? I kind of get it. You're telling me about these water studies and that there's science. I understand the placebo effect, but how do we change frequency? Like what does that mean? How do we how do we take back our focus?
Yeah, it's a great question. So what we've done is we've harnessed the intention and the physical frequency, and we put it onto skin patches. And so literally we infuse the frequency onto these patches that then you can apply to your body. And then when you apply that patch to your body, it connects to the energy system in your body within 5 seconds. And we can show that through EEG analysis. So, you can go to an EEG, clinic, and it has those hats you put on that measure your brain waves. And we even have a simple product, the Muse 2. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Muse before, Penny, but
Yeah.
it's just a device that relatively inexpensive. It's a couple $100, so it's not cheap,
Yep.
but you can use that device and apply it to your head, and it measures your brain waves. And so what we can show within 5 seconds that our product connects to your energy system. And then we've already pre-encoded the intentions and the frequency for the certain condition, like clarity and focus is the product that we're talking about, at least the solution that we're talking about today. Or anxiety. We have an anti-anxiety solution that does a very similar thing, but they're programmed a little bit differently with different intentions and different information that helps the body react to that condition. So brain fog, for example, it gives you clarity and gives you focus and helps your brain do what your brain normally does, just by having a frequency and intention built into this skin patch. So that's a really different solution and different technology. But the great thing about it is it's all natural. So there are no drugs. So there are no side effects. So it doesn't interact with other things, but it does interact with your body.
So do I have to wear it like all day? Is it something you do once? Is it something you have to do for 30 days? Is it something you do for the rest of your life? Like what, because I think that, it's important, one of the challenges is compliance, right? For people, there's pills and there's exercise that they can do,
Right.
but they want the quick fix. They want to go to the gym once and they want to be fit and strong by doing it once. They want to take a pill and not have to worry about. So what's the time and how does it work?
Yeah, awesome question. In fact, so these little skin patches that we have, they just looks like this, and the skin patch is about a nickel size, and you apply that, and it lasts a couple of days, up to a couple of days is what we say, because depends on your body, how much you sweat, how many showers you take, because you need to keep it dry.
Right.
And so if like I sweat a lot when I work out, and I work out almost every day, so mine lasts a day. What I do though is I will take off the patch, and I'll do my exercise, I'll shower, and then I'll apply the patch again. And if the stickiness of the patch wears off, then we'll put like a Band-Aid or something over the top of it. And you can put the patch anywhere on your body, which is kind of cool because energy, just like electrified water, your bathtub is electrified. It doesn't matter where you put your finger, it's all electric.
Right.
And that's the cool thing about our body is our body is entirely electric. So you can put the patch in the back of your neck, underneath your collar, to where people can't see it, and it's still working. So it's unobtrusive, and it really is effective and helps. And the answer to your question is yes, it will work as long as you have the patch on your body.
So it's immediate. So I'll immediately feel that clarity.
Well, what is interesting is it's not immediate. One of the products we have is a pain relief product, and that one, what happens, it starts working with your body. It connects quickly, right? Like we can show you your brain waves connect to the patch, and then it starts working on the condition. And it depends on the severity and the cause of the problem as to how quick it will work. So some people, it works very quickly. Like within a matter of minutes or hours, and others, it's a severe problem and it might take even hours or days. So you'd use the solution for multiple days for it to help solve the problem. And sometimes the problem will completely go away, and sometimes it's something you'll stop using the product, and guess what? It will come back.
It's not working.
And so
what if it's a head thing? So that it's not like that procrastinating from doing something because I fear what the result might be, right? What if it's a thinking problem?
Right.
Is this patch going to give me focus when I've got this underlying fear?
Probably not. Probably not. You know, so
Right. So
that's
it's
it's only going to help if you want it to help, right? I mean, literally. So, in my opinion, that's
so,
I think your underlying body can tell you negative things, like you're saying, for that will make the actual product effectiveness decrease.
so
Does
like
that
a
make sense?
placebo, I have to believe that it's going to work.
Correct.
And I'm just saying, so people understand,
Yeah.
because like my daughter has anxiety. My son and daughter both have anxiety, and you know, it's the way that they think, right? They can't shut off. They can't stop ruminating. They can't stop worrying about what might happen or how, so I'm just wondering, knowing neurolinguistic programming, right?
Right.
Is it
Right.
breaking the pattern of that thinking? So it's changing the frequency and it's breaking the pattern. So over time, just like a CD that's going to run, that it won't play anymore because it's breaking the pattern.
And
Or
what
is it just muting it, or it's not doing anything to it because it's there? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and it's a great question, but I don't know the exact answer to the question, but here's how I will answer it, is that we do put positive intentions and positive information on the patch, so that literally within their brains and their bodies, they have these positive intentions and positive thoughts, or positive information that's flowing through their body. So will that let them transfer from negative thinking to positive thinking? It can, because that information is there. So
Gotcha. So it
but
can break the pattern.
it can. Yeah.
And right. Okay.
So
Interesting. So I
yes.
think it's fascinating to, I love the fact that you've combined two different types of technologies, right? And things that, that have been studied, like Dr. Emoto's work, and then, using the frequencies. Tell us a little bit more about the frequencies. Like, let me give you an example of what comes to my mind. And a lot of people, to them, this is woo woo. I don't know what you're
Right.
talking about.
Right.
So I met someone who does work with tuning forks, and
Okay.
that you can use different types of tuning forks to reduce stress and those types of things, because, and you put them in different meridians of your body, and it sends it is a frequency, right? Because it's a tuning fork,
Right.
and it has a like a reverberation, right? When you apply it to your body. Is it like that?
Yeah, I would say it's similar. I say it's not that, but it is similar. So it does take a frequency, and it connects to the energy system in your body, and helps interrupt that brain signal that's causing the problem. Like the pain one is an easier one to explain, just because when you're in pain, your brain is going like this because it's struggling with a problem, and your body is interacting with that pain, and you can see your brain going crazy. But what it does is interrupts that signal to the pain, to your brain, and then your brain starts like, oh, hey, guess what? I'm not dealing with that problem anymore, and the waves just smooth out. And so I think it does the similar thing when you're with clarity and focus, and with the anxiety. When your body is not feeling anxious as much, your brain waves are leveling out. So then your body's not as in much stress.
Right.
So that's what the product does. So it combines that frequency and the positive intention that we talked about. But then we try to combine it with a multi-sensory approach as well, where we have an intention guide that we want people to read out loud. So they're using their mouth to say it, their eyes to read it, and their ears to hear themselves say it. And so it's a multi-sensory solution to the problem. And if you're a person of faith, we have prayers on that as well. So it gives you the positive intentions, gives you prayers,
Right.
and you use multiple senses to help you with the problem. So it's just really unique product, and it's been working super, super well. I've gotten hundreds and hundreds of people who've given us positive testimonials. I just literally received a fun one today on our pain product. If you want me to read that. It was
Well, I'd like to, yeah, read that. I was actually going to ask you for, for a case study, like
okay.
to tell us about a situation where somebody went from being really brain fogged to, to what they were able to achieve by shifting their frequency.
Yeah, so great. So I'll read this one on pain and then we'll talk about that. So this one's just fun just because it literally came in a few minutes before the call. It says, pleasantly surprised. I've been using the pain product for just under a week, and I'm quite honestly pleasantly surprised with the gradual improvement in my level of pain. It was an 8 and now down to a 4. I've already noticed a steady, sustainable energy level during the day as well, and an increase in the hours I'm able to sleep. This is huge. In my book, because our bodies can heal more efficiently and quickly with a good night's sleep. I thank and praise God for such an amazing, wonderful gift and being able to have a better quality of life. I now have hope again. Thank you, Jeanette. So
That's
that's just,
fantastic.
yeah, it's just really awesome to see that it has a true impact on people. And the sleep thing, I think, is really important as well, because we do have a sleep solution that I believe that is really important as well. That the better you can rest, your body can heal naturally better. And so
Sure.
she's just using our pain product and
He's
doing
getting
that.
both
Yeah,
benefits.
yeah. And
That's fantastic.
the people that have talked about our clarity and focus product are the ones who've had they think it's the brain fog from COVID, and they use the product, and they'll send us a note. It's just amazing. I can actually think again. I can study again. I can read a book again. I can do the things that I used to be able to do that I couldn't for a while. And now I can. And so they're just so excited because they've got something that's drug free, that's helping them, think clearly again. We even have a lot of collegiate students use the product to help with just studying, instead of staying up all night and cramming for exams. They will use our product and helps them retain information better. At least that's the reports they're telling us, which is just awesome, right? Just to be able to help people think more clearly and effectively is an important thing nowadays, especially with the brain fog problem that this dumb pandemic has created.
Absolutely. And the distraction that we've created ourselves with our phone
with
and
the
social
distraction of
media and everything
social
else.
media and yeah, exactly. It's like
So
we have so many inputs that it makes our lives chaotic for sure.
for sure. Well, Rob, thank you so much for sharing about your tool. We're at the end of our time together. Tell us how we can reach you and find out more about the product and where to get it.
Super. Yeah, appreciate that. It's really simple. It's QE Strong. So QE for quantum energy. So QEstrong.com. And there you'll see our list of products. We have 14 of them, but the clarity and focus is an awesome one. The pain relief is our most popular product, because when you're in pain, right? And this product helps relieve that. And just what a pleasure to be here, just with what you're doing. I just congratulate you on all of the things that you are doing, and the episodes I have listened to. I was like, wow, I'm really impressed with Penny. She's really, really sharp. So I'm just excited to be here. So thank you so much.
Well, it's our pleasure. Thank you for sharing what you've learned. And, hopefully people will go check it out and will just understand a little bit more about how they can benefit from these frequencies and tuning into the frequency and changing the frequency in our body and using intention and the science basis that's really behind it, which is quite fascinating.
Yeah,
So,
the exciting thing is it works, and that's the
that's
really
right.
really
It's all that
fun
matters.
thing. Yeah, exactly. So, and it's not using drugs, right? So it's helping people. Our heart as a company is to get people off of those big pharma drugs. So I want, instead of the average senior to be on 12, I want them to be on 3. Maybe those are the 3 that are the most important. Let's get rid of all the other ones and help people live a more healthy life. So
absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here.
yeah, thank you.
And thank you all for being here. Check it out. My name is Penny Zenker, and this is Take Back Time. I'll see you in the next episode.